Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Wednesday morning with Mystic Fitness and Yoga. Yesterday was, of course, Giving Tuesday, things that we're thankful for, and today is something we can continue that. Any support that we can have from any of you means the world to us. So we always have in our links um, our Venmo, our street address. So if you feel compelled in this season of gratitude to extend that, we are humbly accepting and graciously accepting anything because we try to offer all of these broadcasts live and free, and it wouldn't be the same without any of you. So let's get to practice. My name is Kat, and I'm going to be leading you through this practice. I want you to take whatever time that you need, take whatever space that you need, and just allow for the body to start to settle. So as you start to settle the body, you might be seated or lying down. Don't be afraid to come out of stillness to make yourself a little bit more comfortable by making any kind of adjustments. Letting your eyes close. Letting the breath just flow in and out. Feeling the rise and fall of the belly. And just tuning into this moment. Noticing where your focus is for today, this moment. Our focus might run away with us, going somewhere physical, or it might be lost somewhere mental, reliving a memory or the anticipation of the future. And wherever you are, let that mind just follow the attention, giving it permission to almost follow that daydream. You might even be following sounds that you hear, sensations that you feel. Now start to bring your attention to the breath, noticing natural breath as it flows in and out through the nose, the journey that it takes. How much does the body fill with air? And you might notice your natural breath is maybe a little short. Maybe there's a kind of shakiness to it. Maybe it's smooth. And that's what this time is for, is just to notice what goes on within ourselves, within our body. Without trying to force anything different. We want to maybe create different patterns. So start to explore breathing a little deeper. And what does that mean to you? It might feel good to let that belly soften. So many of us hold our bellies in all day long. It can be a source of tenderness to let it go. But I encourage you to allow for that belly to be soft. What kind of resistance do you face? And how do we move through that resistance? What does it feel like to let that breath grow from belly all the way up to the chest? And are you letting go of all of your air as you exhale? Just give yourself a few more rounds of breath. Let all of your attention, your job for right now is just to focus in on your breath. That's it. It's you and the breath. Soften that jaw. Soften the tension in the face. Now take a deep breath in. And let it go through the nose. And one more deep breath in. And out. If you are seated, we're just going to draw those knees in towards the chest. Move as gingerly as it feels comfortable for you. As you draw those knees in towards the chest, you might encourage the ankles to start to move around, to wiggle the toes. Hands can be grabbing onto the shins, but of course you can just let those arms be heavy. Sometimes that's my favorite thing to do, is just to let them be soft, maybe coming into a little bit more of a goalposty position with those arms. And just exploring the body right here, maybe letting knees circle out and around, creating a little bit of a breaststroking action. And you can go in either direction with this and switch. So during this time, this holiday season, especially with this pandemic that we have going on, it can be a really challenging time for so many of us. Coming into center, let's bring the feet down to the ground and drop the knees over to the right. And I think a really important thing as we kind of go through this season is to always be okay with reaching out through this community or anyone that you feel safe with. Let those knees lift and drop them over to the opposite side. Because right now we're just creating different traditions, different ways of living, kind of breaking out of that box. Come into center with those knees. We're going to cross the right ankle over the left thigh. And keeping that cross, just let the knees rock from side to side a few times. This can help to open up some sensation within the lower back. And then when and if you're ready, keeping that cross, you can hug the legs in towards the chest, maybe grabbing on behind the back of the left hamstring or grabbing on, I personally grab onto my right knee and my right foot Still rocking the body. I love those little rocking sensations. I think that helps to calm our nervous system. Take a deep breath in and out. Releasing the left foot down to the ground, uncrossing the right. We'll do on the other side. Left ankle crosses on top of the right thigh. And keeping that cross, just let those knees rock from side to side for the first moment, the first breath or two. And then when and if you're ready, keeping that cross, hug the legs in towards the chest. Take a deep breath in and out. Release right foot down to the ground. Hug both knees in towards the chest. You have two options here. You can hug the hands behind the back of the knee pits and rock forwards and backwards a bunch of times. If that doesn't feel okay for you, you can rock onto your side before coming up into a seated position. And once we come into our seated position, just bringing your hands to your heart space. Take a deep breath in and out. And one more deep breath in and out. May we all stay connected to our breath. May we all stay rooted and grounded. May we all find peace and ease. On your inhale, take those arms. We're going to reach them up to the sky. The gaze can follow up. On your exhale, tuck chin to chest and lower those hands down. On your inhale, reach those arms up to the sky. Hold them up there and just offer a little side to side stretch here. Now, if this doesn't feel good to be in a cross-legged position, you always have the option to extend legs, to sit on a pillow, to sit on a block as you find a little bit of space within the side body, maybe circling out the wrists, wiggling the fingers. Let there be some motion and movement within the head, too, the neck. You can let those arms start to lower down and create some circling with the shoulders. So the past few days, I've been enjoying the outside. You know, it's not often that in November and December we have 60-degree weather to enjoy. So I hope everyone has had that opportunity to just go outside. Nature, I think, is so healing. And even for myself, I haven't been running a lot, and I hate running. And I went on a no time run. Take those hands, bring them forward. See what it feels like to just hinge over those legs. And it doesn't have to be far, but it can be if you choose. Then let those arms reach over to the right side of your mat. And the whole purpose was to just go outside, start running, and just see where it takes me, without worrying about how long it takes, without the pressure of trying to get something done, trying to create a new PR. I'm just trying to get my body moving and enjoying what it feels like to be on the edge of discomfort, to enjoy moving my body and not think of it as punishment. Come back to center. We'll move over towards the left. And I have to say, I think I talked to myself for the whole hour. I did 6.2 miles, and I had like that little angel and devil on either side of my shoulder, just kind of going back and forth. And by the end of the run, I realized I had a wonderful time, maybe talking to myself, but pretty nice time. Coming up to center. Let those hands go behind the back. Let those knees lift. We're going to drop those knees over to the right side. So what I've been thinking about is how we reprogram things that might be challenging. Let those knees lift and we'll drop them over to the left side. Whether it's reprogramming how we think about ourselves, or let those knees lift and we'll drop them over to the right, or the relationships that we've had with others, how do we reprogram things to make it feel like we come back to that root? Inhale, knees lift, exhale over to the left, so that we can establish a new relationship with ourselves and with the world around us. Let those knees lift. Now you can cross the ankles, shift forward into tabletop position, or just windshield wiper feet off to the side, whatever feels right for you. Once we're in tabletop position, let the tailbone lift, the belly lowers, chest broadens to the front of your mat, maybe wiggle tailbone. Exhale, round the back, press it up to the sky, tuck chin to chest. Inhale, lift the tailbone, open up the heart space. And exhale to round. And just 2 more times, just moving at your own breath pace. I mean, even doing something as simple as cats and cows, what is your relationship to these postures? What is your relationship to the world around you? Maybe one more time. Let's take that right arm. We're going to lift it up towards the sky. Take a deep breath in here. And on your exhale, let's thread the needle. Land down onto that right shoulder, coming down onto the right side of the face. And even here, you have that right open palm. Lift it up to the sky. You can take that left arm. It can reach up towards the ceiling. You might even play around with stretching that left leg towards the back of your mat, lifting up leg and arm. If you feel pretty wild and crazy, you might even take that left foot and put it into the right open palm and see what that feels like. Maybe it feels awesome, or maybe it feels like not today. Either way, it's all good. We're just testing the waters. Take one more deep breath in. And on your exhale, release the left hand and left knee down to the earth. Inhale, the right arm is going to stretch up towards the sky. And exhale, plant the hand down on the earth. We're going to do it on the other side. Inhale, left arm stretches up. Broaden the chest. Exhale, land left shoulder down on the ground. Left side of the face comes down. Left palm facing up. You can play around with extending the right arm up to the sky. Right leg to the back of your mat, even bending and straightening that right leg as much as it feels comfortable for you. And then if you choose to, that right hand might, the left hand might get that right foot in it. Or maybe not. It's all good. Take one more deep breath in. And on your exhale, if you have knee and hand, plant them down on the right. Take inhale, left arm reaches up to the sky. Exhale, plant it down on the ground. Walk your hands, one handprint forward. Circle out the hips, the ribs, the shoulders. You can open up those knees as wide as it feels comfortable. Pressing forwards and backwards, finding whatever kind of motion and movement feels right for you. Going in either direction, letting the body just feel good. At the end of the day, yoga isn't about circus tricks. It's not about standing on our head, but it's about what we learn about ourselves as we move our bodies. That relationship, reestablishing, reconnecting into that. Coming into center, we're going to take and we're going to lift that right leg up to the right side and just circle out the hip a bunch of times. Now, if this feels like a lot of pressure, you can always drop down onto the left elbow to help open up that right hip a little bit more. It's just different. You can even play with stacking the right hip on top of left. I'm just trying some new motions right here. And then we're going to kick that right foot off to the right side and drop the right foot down on the ground outside of your mat. And then we're going to lift up. So we're in this little, in my Thai yoga, they would call this marriage proposal position. But it's a half kneeling position. Now bring your hands to your right leg, and you're going to just shift your weight towards that right leg. You should feel an inner hip stretch, inner thigh stretch on that left leg. Take a deep breath in, and it's at this angle. This is almost a warrior two, but from your foot and your knee. Take one more deep breath in and out. Inhale, coming up. Release your hands down to the ground and just let that right leg straighten off to that right side, toes facing forward. We're just going to hinge forward and backwards a few times. Yeah, not going beyond your range of motion, just testing those waters. And then coming into center, dropping that right knee down to the ground. We're going to do it on the other side. So again, if you want to drop down onto that right elbow, you have that option. Left knee is going to lift, and we're just going to circle the hip around. Going as wide with this position, or keeping it as small and delicate as it feels comfortable for you. When, this is many years ago now, but I was working with a physical therapist, and one of the most interesting things that I learned as I was studying with them was this idea that for injury prevention, the biggest thing to prevent injuries is, guess what? Is you. Isn't that such a Dickens? Now, you're going to kick that foot off to the side, drop left foot down on the ground. Now, granted, sometimes in our body, torso comes up. We can't get past that injury. You're going to bring your left hand to your left thigh and just start to hinge in the direction of that left foot. But the idea is we start to be so mindful with what it is that we're doing. We learn what it feels like to move our bodies, what feels healthy, and what feels less than. And we start to work with that. Now, a lot of times I work with special populations, so it's a different case. But the whole thing is about feeling better. Come on up. Hands to the earth. That left foot goes directly out to the left side, like straight, hands down. Shift forwards and backwards. You know, we live with these kind of aches and pains. We live with circumstances that sometimes we can't control. But we think about the things we can control: our breath, how we move our body, how we think about ourselves. And maybe that adjusts everything, brings a little bit more perspective. Come into center, drop that left foot next to the right, left knee next to the right. Now tuck the toes on your inhale. As you exhale, lift those hips up towards the sky. Pedal through the feet. Bending and straightening. Maybe you lift up really high on the toes, getting a stretch of the bottoms of the feet. Maybe there's a wiggling sensation from within the hips. Pay attention to your hands. Can you spread those hands open, pressing into the knuckles? There's a little cupping sensation in the center of your palm. Now, see if you can draw those elbows slightly in towards each other. Notice what happens there. It maybe makes it a little bit more challenging. Now look at the neck. Think about the shoulders. Slide the shoulders away from the ears. Draw your abs in. Lift that tailbone up higher. Take another deep breath in and out. One more deep breath in and out. Now bend those knees, look forward, walk your feet towards your hands to come into your forward fold. Now, elbows could come to thighs. That might be a beautiful place for you to go today. Maybe you bend and straighten those knees a lot to create this dynamic motion that we have with our body. Shaking out head, creating any kind of space that you might need. Take another deep breath in and out. Bend those knees on your inhale. We're going to roll up to standing. The arms circle sweep up to the sky. And exhale, hands are going to come to our heart space. Inhale, bend those knees, reach up to the sky. And exhale, hands come to our heart space. One more time. Inhale, bend those knees, reach up, squeeze the quads up at the top. And exhale, we're going to bend those knees, hinge forward, come into a forward fold. Sliding your hands to your shins, come into a halfway lifted position. And on your exhale, release those hands down to the ground. Step both feet to the back of your mat. Now, drop down onto the right elbow and then the left. Coming into a forearm plank. Squeeze your quads, drop those hips down. Give yourself 3 breaths right here. 2 more breaths. And 1 more breath. You got this. Now tuck that pelvis as much as you can. And then lower hips down. We're coming into Sphinx. So pushing into the elbows, they should be right underneath shoulders. A slight little tuck to the chin. Gaze is forward and slightly down. Press into those elbows as much as you can. Notice what happens with the shoulders. They slide away from ears. Squeeze your glutes. Press that pubic bone down into the ground. Take 1 more breath. And on your exhale, let the elbows open. Create a pillow with the palms. Bend the knees. Windshield wiper feet side to side. Take a deep breath in. And out. 1 more deep breath in. And out. Now, we're going to come up. We're going to try something a little funky, because why not? It's going to be a forearm push-up, and it's going to be like this. From knees, or you can do it from your toes tucked. What I want is the pelvis is tucked regardless of your position. Palms are going to be facing down about shoulder distance apart. Now press down into the palms. You're going to straighten those arms. So those arms are towards the front of your mat, and then you're going to draw those elbows in, drop down onto them. I know. Usually it's one at a time, but you can see what it feels like if you do them both together. Now press up, and then drop down slowly onto those elbows. Press to the palms, straighten those arms, and then drop them down. Let me see what you're doing. Press into those palms. See if you can do them both together. Drop down. So it's not that we're pressing palm, palm. We are pressing both of the palms in, straightening those arms. Dropping down. It's a little different. I'm going to give you 15 seconds just to see what it feels like. And the option might be, not today. Not today. That's it. That's it. You did it, Simone. That's good. Push up. See if you can do both those arms together. Let the hands be shoulder distance apart. I know. I'm with you. I'm with you. Now, the next time you drop down onto your belly, I want you to press up, tabletop, back child's pose. Just something a little different. Take a deep breath in and out. That's interesting for shoulder stability. A little tricep stuff going on there too. Now coming on up onto your shins, torso is going to come upright. Hands are going to be right in front of the knees, about shoulder distance apart, and it depends on how long your arms are and how long your legs are. So from here, you're going to tuck those toes, and we're going to lift the hips up, coming into a pike position. And then on your exhale, release the knees down to the earth, chest opens. Draw those abs in, really fire them up. Lift up the hips by using, and then lower down. So it's a tighter position than our downward facing dog. Lift up and lower down. And one more time. Lift up and lower down. Walk your hands forward. Press up, tabletop position. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, we're going to take that right leg. We're going to reach it up to the sky. On your exhale, you're going to step that foot towards the front of your mat. Taking front leg, back leg, squeezing them in towards each other. If you need to, offer a generous bend with that left knee. Takes the pressure away from hip flexor if it feels too aggressive. On your next inhale, right arm reaches up to the sky. Squeeze those inner thighs in towards each other. On your exhale, release the right hand down. Step right foot to the back of your mat. Deep breath in. And exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg reaches up. Exhale, step it to the front of your mat. Again, front leg, back leg, squeeze into each other. Right hand block, straight down. Inhale, left arm reaches up. And exhale, down. Step left foot back to meet the right. Inhale. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg reaches up. Exhale, step it to the front of your mat. Inhale, right arm up to the sky. And exhale, release down. Inhale, right foot to the back of your mat. And exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step it to the front of your mat. Inhale, left arm up to the sky. And exhale, release down. Inhale, step back. Exhale, down dog. One more time. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, front of the mat. Inhale, right arm up. And exhale, down. Inhale, step it back. And exhale, down dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step it to the front of your mat. Inhale, up. And exhale, down. Inhale, step it back. And exhale, down dog. Pause here. Deep breath in. And out. Give yourself one more deep breath in. And out. Bending those knees, look forward. Walk, hop, or step your feet to the front of your mat. Hands are going to come to thighs. You're going to bend those knees a lot. Let that torso come up at a 45-degree angle. Now lift the tailbone, open up the heart space. As you exhale, tuck the pelvis around the back. Inhale, lift the tailbone, open up the chest. And exhale to round. And one more time, lift the tailbone, open up the chest. And exhale to round. Inhale, circle sweep. Arms reach up to the sky. Exhale, hands come to our heart space. Open up the arms, come into Tadasana. Ta-da! We've arrived somewhere. Notice the beating of your own heart. What are the things that we can control in life? Not much, I'll tell you that. Not much. But come back to the breath. Close your eyes. Tune out the rest of the world. Slow that breath down. What is it like for you to stand in your power? Feet maybe hips distance apart. Knees are soft. Tailbone is tucked. Chest is broadened. Take one more deep breath in and out. Now coming into center, bring the left hand behind the back of the head, right hand to the hip. You're going to step that left foot behind the right and tip over to the right side. Feeling some space within the shoulder. Now inhale, come on back to center. Right hand behind the back of the head, step right foot forward, left hand to hip. And then as you step back with that right foot, tip the right elbow up to the sky. If this creates balance issues, right heel can drop down. Take a deep breath in and let that breath go to any places that feel tense and tight. On your inhale, come on back to center. Right foot next to left, arms open up. Open up arms into a T. Deep breath in. As you exhale, round the back, hands come together. Inhale to open up the chest. And exhale to round. One more time. Inhale, broaden the chest. And exhale to round. Inhale, arms up. Palms together. Exhale, swing those hands behind the back of the head. Now bend the knees, tuck the pelvis. So you're giving us this best Steve Urkel impression. If anyone remembers that from like the early 90s. No? Just me? What show was that in? We'll come up with that later. Inhale, arms reach up to the sky. As you exhale, bring those elbows down to the thighs, hinging forward. Rooting down into that left elbow. On your inhale, right arm reaches up to the sky. Now you have the option to straighten that right leg if that feels good for you. Take a deep breath in and out. Inhale, release right elbow down to the knee. And then on your exhale, left arm reaches up. Option to straighten that left leg if that feels okay for you. Take a deep breath in and out. Inhale, release left elbow down. And then slowly relax head, neck, shoulders. Come into ragdoll. Grab on opposite elbows. Take one more breath right here. And out. Bring your hands to your thighs, bend those knees, roll up to standing. Arms reach up to the sky. And exhale, hands come to our heart space. Now we're going to root down into that right foot. That left foot is going to step back and behind. You're going to take your arms, we're going to bring them into a goalpost position. Now, from here, you might bend those knees a little bit, just finding a little bit of a funky lunge. This is also called a curtsy lunge. On your exhale, you're going to bring the left knee up and tip the left elbow down to the knee. Inhale, step back, find your curtsy, and exhale to curl it in. Inhale to step it back, and exhale to curl it in. Inhale to step it back. Make sure that front knee is staying over the ankle. Exhale, curl it in. Inhale, step it back. And exhale, curl it in. One more time. Step it back. And curl it in. Now keep that curl in, hands to hips. You can start to circle out the knee and the hip. You can move the foot forwards, backwards. Notice the range of motion you have. And then we're going to plant the left foot on that right leg, finding tree. So your foot can be on the calf. It can be on the ground. This is a pretty comfortable position to be in. And comfort doesn't necessarily mean it's not a challenge. You can still find comfort and feel that challenge. Now, press the left foot into that right leg. Press the right leg into that left foot. Notice that connection. Notice how it peels the hips open. Take a deep breath in. Is it too much? Is it too little? Is it Goldilocks and just right? Now, take that knee, bring it forward. Hands interlace on top of the shin. You can circle out the left ankle. Now imagine that right foot feels good. Change that story. Change the story. Take a deep breath in, lift the crown of the head up to the sky. Now just right hand is holding onto the left knee. We're going to twist open to the left side. Change that story. You're writing the story right now. Inhale, come on back to center, and then plant the foot down. Yeah, circle out that right ankle. I know, winter is coming though, and you know what winter means? A lot. It means rain, it means snow, it means ice, shake it out before we do the other side. So it's so much for us, right? Come into center, take a deep breath in. Exhale, hinge through the center, fold forward. Slide your hands to your shins, halfway lift. And exhale, release down. Step your feet to the back of your mat, come into your plank. Now, from this plank position, you could be on knees if you choose to. Wherever you are, tuck that pelvis, squeeze your glutes, fire up the legs. Take one more breath. On your exhale, we're going to lower down all the way. Chest hits before the belly. That's the goal. Squeeze those glutes. Inhale, head, shoulders lift up. And then exhale, release down. Inhale, press up, tabletop, tuck the toes. Down dog. Take 2 breaths here. Notice the difference between the right foot, left foot. Maybe there's none. Maybe there's a lot. Take one more deep breath in and out. Now bend those knees, look forward, walk, hop, or step your feet to the front of your mat. Bend those knees a lot. Inhale. We're going to roll up to standing, arms sweep up to the sky. And exhale, hands come to our heart space. All right, goalpost position. Right foot is going to step behind. First one, we can take it nice and slow. Just get the form, get the foundation, bend both knees. Funky little curtsy, right? On your exhale, you're going to bring that right knee up, right elbow down to the right knee. Step back, tip over to the left, and curl into it. Inhale and exhale. So for this, if going at a curtsy position, at this little staggered position doesn't feel okay, leg can go straight back. It doesn't have to be in an external rotation. 2 more times. Last time. Now hands to hips. Circle out that right knee. Go in both directions. Maybe lift the corners of your mouth. Get yourself out of that hyper focus. I can't tell now, but normally in yoga class, you see the furrowed brow. Notice what's happening within your own face. All right, coming up into tree. You're going to land that right foot anywhere that feels comfortable, just not on the knee. Hands can go anywhere that feels good for you. Now, the more you press the foot and leg in towards each other, you're establishing a new relationship. Maybe there's a squeeze coming from that left glute, the left butt cheek. Maybe you're focusing on movement. Do whatever feels right for you. Take a deep breath in and out. Now we're going to take that right knee, bring it forward. Hands interlace on top of the shin. And circle out that right ankle. You're like, but that's not the ankle. It was, and it changes. Life changes. Take one more deep breath in. Lift that crown of the head up. Now, release the fingers. Left hand grabs onto the right knee. Twist open to the right side. Take one more breath. And out. Come on back to center. Plant that right foot down. Circle out left ankle. Circle out the right. Bring your hands to your thighs. Bend the knees. Lift tailbone. Open up the heart space. And exhale to round. Inhale. Tailbone lifts. Chest opens. And exhale to round. Inhale, circle the arms up to the sky, standing up tall. On your exhale, hinge forward, forward fold. Slide your hands to your shins, come into a halfway lifted position. And on your exhale, hands to earth, step back into your plank. Knees to earth or not, I care not, but tuck that pelvis. On your next exhale, either all the way down or halfway down. Inhale, either up dog or your baby cobra. And then exhale, we'll find our way into our downward facing dog. Let the knees come down to the earth. Press back, come into your child's pose. Circle out the wrists if you need to, if you want to. Take 2 breaths right here. Meet yourself where you are. So the ghosts of the past, our memory follows us, and the anticipation of the future can guide us. As long as we stay rooted right here, with our breath, with connection. Take one more deep breath in. And out. Inhale, we're going to press up, tabletop position. Tuck the toes, down dog. Get your feet together at the back of the mat, and on your inhale, reach that right leg up to the sky. As you exhale, step it to the front of your mat. Drop the left heel down, and we'll come on up to our warrior 2. Relax shoulders away from the ears. Think about pressing that right knee out towards your pinky toe. And if you look down to that big toe, can you see it? If not, move the body. Understand what's going on within. Flip that front hand up to the sky. Inhale, reach it up, reversing your warrior. Hold it here for the exhale. Inhale, we'll come on back, warrior 2. And on your exhale, right elbow down, left arm sweeps up to the sky. Happens to be my favorite position. Probably do it every class. Feels good. Maybe come up a little bit higher. Notice what's happening within the torso. Beautiful. What's the relationship right hand to that right leg? Lean that left shoulder back. If that feels okay for you, tuck the pelvis. Now draw your abs in a lot. Relax the right toes. Inhale, torso comes up. Use your abdominals. Straighten the left leg. Toes to the left side of your mat on that right foot. Take a deep breath in. On your exhale, hinge forward, forward fold. Now finding this forward fold, shake out the head yes and no. Okay, so we're going to bend the right knee. Torso is going to come upright at about a 45-ish degree angle. You're going to let that left hand go down the left leg. Right arm sweeps up to the sky. Now inhale back to center, hands to heart space. As you exhale, go over to the left. Right arm goes down, left arm sweeps up. Inhale, center. Exhale, over to the right. Inhale, center. And exhale, over to the left. One more time. Inhale, center. And exhale, over to the right. Inhale, center. And exhale, over to the left. Now inhale, center, hands to the earth. Take a big breath in and let it go. Shift the weight from toes to heels. Look down at your feet. Say thank you. Your ankles, your calves, your strong legs. This body is a shell. It's just a representation of a physical manifestation of who I am, of who you are. Inside is not this hair. It's not these ankles. It's not these feet. Inside of us is something so completely different. But we see. And what we need to find is appreciation for what's inside. What makes someone beautiful is kindness, is love. I say this every day to my daughter, 2.5. It's not this face. It's everything else that makes us beautiful. Bend those knees, roll up to standing. As we roll up to standing, slide shoulders away from the ears. All toes are going to face towards the front of your mat, so towards the right. Sweep the arms up to the sky. Take a deep breath in. Breathe in. I am beautiful. As you exhale, hands down, step back, plank. Plank is beautiful, right? Change that relationship. Tuck the pelvis. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, high plank, low plank. Inhale, up dog or cobra. You choose what feels right for you. And exhale to your downward facing dog. I love you, down dog. Right? Inhale, take that left leg, sweep it up to the sky. And on your exhale, step it to the front of your mat. Center of the mat, shift it. Let the right heel drop to the left. Open up, warrior two. So as you open up warrior two, slide those shoulders away from the ears. Even look forward, look backwards. Shake out the head, the neck, the shoulders. Be in awe of your own physical manifestation. There's some things we can't change. There's other things we can. And our attitude is one of the things we change. Take that left hand, inhale, sweep it up to the sky. Hold it here for the exhale. Rebend that left knee if you lost it. Inhale, come on back, warrior two. And exhale, left elbow down, right arm sweeps up. And you can even bring, if you want, that left hand onto the left knee, if that feels more supportive. Just make sure you slide the left shoulder away from the ear. Rebend if it feels okay. Wiggle the left toes. Notice how much they clench. Now tuck the pelvis, draw abs in. Inhale, torso comes up. Now straighten the left leg, toes to the right. On exhale, hinge forward. Lead with the head, neck, shoulders down. In this forward fold, let the body find any kind of freedom. Shaking out the head, yes. And no. So often I think that within this culture, and this isn't anything that's too terribly new. We have these things that are super accessible, Netflix, TV, and we drowned ourselves in this other world. And sometimes that type of escapism is a beautiful thing. It just kind of gets us out of this mental sludge that sometimes we find ourselves in, and it gives us imagination. We see things from another perspective, and I think that's a beautiful thing. I do. But we notice how often we rely upon those tools, those things. So we find balance. Sure, we might have watched the Queen's Gambit in the 8 hours that it took. But then we go outside and we walk. Did you see the full moon last night? Did you see the day moon that's still there? It's out there right now. Did you miss it? Maybe we go out and enjoy it. Tonight is going to be clear sky. Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, you can see them with the eyes. The universe is out there. Even if it's for 2 breaths, go outside of that ordinary state of you. Bend your knees. Inhale, roll up to standing. Toes left. Sweep arms up to the sky. I am beautiful. Broaden that chest. Here we have mirrors. Look at yourself. You are a hot tuchus. As you exhale, hands to the earth. Step back. Left foot, come into your plank. Now we're going to do plank for 30 seconds. You could be still. You could drop right knee down, straighten it, left knee down, straighten it. Or you might find some mountain climbers right here, tucking right knee in and left. Time starts 5 seconds ago. So any option that you have, you can go as fast as it feels comfortable for you. If you are, regardless of the position you're in, stack shoulders over the wrists. Notice your hands. Breathe. You have 5 seconds left. 5 seconds. You can do anything for 5 seconds. Now 2 seconds. Now 1. Hug those knees down to the earth. Press back, child's pose. Take a deep breath in and out. When we call out a next position, what is the story you say about that? Maybe say, this is awesome, I get to do this. Change that story. Change that story, and then it becomes a different chapter in our lives. We're going to come up. We're going to do that again. So hands under shoulders. Tuck those toes. Knees come up. Tuck that pelvis. And then knees in, either dropping down, finding static position. Stay true to time. Breathe, breathe, breathe. You got this. Notice how you move your body. Turn into this positioning. Turn into the sensation. Turn it up. Breathe as much as you can. It is awesome that you get to do this. It is awesome that we get to move. You have 10 seconds left, making it 45 seconds total. This is about quality, not quantity. So do what feels right for you. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees to the earth, press back, child's pose. How quickly can you soften? How quickly can you let go? Maybe not. Maybe that's the control that we try to have. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Slow that breath. And let it go through the nose. And one more deep breath in through the nose. And out. We're going to do it one more time. Here we go. Press up. Shoulders stacking over the wrists. Plank. On knees, either dropping one knee down or the other. Finding mountain climbers. What speed do you go at? Do you have to go at that speed? Could you go faster? Maybe it feels better to go slower. Fast doesn't always equate to strength. It just equates to something different. Finding yourself where you are is so important. You have 20 seconds left. 20 seconds. What do you make out of that time? That's up to you. Breathe. Tuck that pelvis even more. Breathe, breathe, breathe. You have 10 seconds left. What are you going to do for your last 10 seconds? Breathe into all of these sensations. Our last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop those knees down and breathe. Child's pose. Luxuriate in your own breath. Even give yourself a sigh. This isn't a library. You're at home. Make some noise. Make some noise. Noise is a beautiful thing, and it's coming at us 24/7, so don't be afraid to be a part of the chorus of life. Press yourself up to your tabletop position. Just circle out those hips a few times. Maybe roll forward, backward. Doing presses feels pretty good. Okay. So grab your blocks. You might not need them if you have nice long arms. I do. I can also show you what to do if you don't have blocks, because this is what I did yesterday practicing for this. So, let your feet come forward. Feet are on the ground. So, you can have, if you have blocks, you can bring them behind you. I'm going to tell you something. I have really short arms. I can't touch the ground unless I'm hunching over with my arms. If you can, you're already in a better position than I am for it. If you're pretty advanced and wrists feel okay, fingers forward. If you need a little bit more help, fingers can go back. You can also tent the fingers if you don't have blocks and you need to get up higher. Whoosh. Okay, so from here, it might actually do a combination of both. Feet are about hips distance apart. You're going to lift your hips up towards the sky, finding a reverse tabletop position. And then you're going to drop your hips down and try to press them back and straighten those legs. Tuck the pelvis as much as you can. Is it accessible? Lift the hips up. And down. So I'll show you. It can be done even without those blocks. We're going to do it 4 more times. So you can come onto fingertips. Lift up. My butt does touch. Press back. And lift up. And press back, especially with the hot mats. My butt sticks on it a few times. But it's all good, right? Up. And when you press those hips back, really squeeze those abdominals. Lift the hips up. And I think we're probably on our last one. And if not, it can be. It's all good. It's all good. So let those feet come together. Does this feel okay for you for the hip opening? Okay. So, especially I find myself, and so no one's alone with having like hip or joint kind of pain. And what I found recently, when I get cold and when I go inwards, I find myself, my right hip flexor when I'm seated just starts to clench. And it spasms. And so learning how to breathe through that kind of pain or that kind of sensation is really important. And it's just about finding movement in a kind and gentle way to kind of unlock those other muscles, those secondary muscles that like to play games like the elf on the shelf. They're there watching. Come on up, and we're going to do the opposite. So hands go behind the back, press your chest forward, let the chin lift up towards the sky. Notice if you're forcing a position or if you're just allowing it to be. Take a deep breath in, breathe all the way up to the top of the heart space and out. Now slowly come back to center. Let those knees lift up. You might have to shift yourself forward into the center part of your mat if you found yourself in the back. Now start to lean back as if you're on the beach, you're on a pool chair, you're just feeling the sun on your face. It's a nice imagination, it's a nice vision. And let your hands come to your heart space. Again, you can come up higher if this feels aggressive at any point. Take a deep breath in, squeeze your inner thighs in towards each other. And then on your exhale, we're just going to twist over to the right. Inhale back to center and exhale over to the left. Inhale back to center, hands behind the back of the knees. Roll onto your back, hug knees in towards the chest. And gently, when you're ready, just dropping the knees over to the right side, finding a twist that feels comfortable for you. Even noticing where the mind goes, resistances that we face, the resistance both within ourselves and the resistance that we feel with the world around us. You know, sometimes with our bodies, with our minds. And what this time does on the mat, it just brings us back to finding that connection, breath meeting breath. It's this moment. Let the knees lift up. And we'll drop the knees over to the left side. Relaxing the jaw. Letting the body surrender just a little bit more. Take a deep breath in. And out. Letting those knees lift up. Giving them a squeeze into the chest. Circling out ankles, even letting the head rock side to side. And then slowly relaxing your body into your Shavasana. Layer upon layer softens. The body becomes still. at the center of my being, there is an infinite well of gratitude. I now allow this gratitude to fill my heart, my body, my mind, my consciousness, my very being. This gratitude radiates out from me in all directions, touching everything in my world, and it returns to me as more to be grateful for. The more gratitude I feel, the more I am aware that the supply is endless. The use of gratitude makes me feel good. It is an expression of my inner joy. It is a warm fuzzy in my life. I am grateful for myself and for my body. I am grateful for my ability to see and hear and feel and taste and touch. I am grateful for my home, and I take loving care of it. I am grateful for my family and friends. I am grateful for my work. I am grateful for my talents and abilities, and I continually express them in ways that are fulfilling. I am grateful for my past experiences, for I know that they were part of my soul's growth. I am grateful for all of nature, and I respect every living thing. I am grateful for today, and I am grateful for tomorrows to come. I am grateful for life now and forevermore. Om Shanti Om Shanti Take a deep breath in and let that breath go. Another deep breath in. Let it go. Maybe finding your way so one hand can rest on your heart, and the other one can rest on your belly. And just admire the way that the belly rises and falls, the pattern that we all have. May we continually turn inwards to bring awareness to the world within us, so that we may find compassion for the world outside of us. May we choose love. May we choose grace. May we stay in gratitude. Thank you so much for joining me here, for showing up as you are and being all that I am is grateful for all that is within you.